Did you know that 97 women have been killed over 3 months in Kenya for just being a woman? That's one woman a day. Femicide, the intentional killing of a woman or girl because of her gender, is rampant in this East African nation. As Ragini Sudhir Chaure reports, it has exploded into a full-blown crisis of epic proportions in Kenya.
A silent epidemic of femicide and gender-based violence is sparking an outrage in Kenya. Protests are rampant. In the heart of Nairobi, hundreds of protesters march towards the country's parliament demanding justice. They shout, "Shame on you!" But their peaceful rally is met with tear gas, chaos and arrests. Instead of listening to them, police use brutal force to disperse the protesters. Among those arrested is Irungu Houghton, the executive director of Amnesty International Kenya. Amnesty International and the Law Society of Kenya condemn the police action, calling it a chilling attack on democracy and freedom of expression. It's a bitter irony. Women demanding an end to violence are met with violence themselves.
With just our lip gloss and water bottles, they are lodging tear gas canisters at us. We were not even armed. We were just trying to make sure that everybody is aware that this is a crisis, this is a pandemic that we need to fight against.
Between August and October 2024, at least 97 women have been murdered. That's at least one woman per day. And their numbers are only rising. UN Women says that in 2023, 51,100 women and girls worldwide were killed by their intimate partners or other family members. On an average, 140 women or girls are killed every day by someone in their own family. Current and former intimate partners are by far the most likely perpetrators of femicide, accounting for an average of 60% of all intimate partner and family-related killings. Femicide is the crime of killing a woman or a girl because she is a female. Driven by discrimination against women and girls, unequal power relations, gender stereotypes, or harmful social norms, femicide is the most extreme and brutal manifestation of violence against women and girls. The murder of Olympic runner Rebecca Cheptegei by her former partner has reignited calls for stronger action against femicide in Kenya. But this is not the only case. At least 3 other female runners have been murdered in Kenya since 2020. The death of long-distance runner Agnes Tirop, who was murdered in 2021, has left lasting effects. Edith Mutoni, a national star, was found dead the same week. In April 2022, athlete Damaris Mutua was strangled to death by her Ethiopian boyfriend. Kenya has the dubious distinction of having one of the highest femicide rates in Africa. 47 women are killed each week in Kenya. UN Women reports that in 2023, Africa was the region with the largest absolute number of killings and with the highest level of violence relative to the size of its female population. What fuels this violence? Experts point to deeply ingrained patriarchy and a justice system that often turns a blind eye to them. The practice of female genital mutilation, or FGM, also known as female genital cutting, compounds the problem. Women are silenced not just by fear, but by poverty and systemic neglect. More than 41% of married women in Kenya report physical abuse. Child marriages and wife inheritance further perpetuate the vulnerability and defeat of women. Yet, cases go unreported, normalized, hidden, and often than not, simply ignored. Economic disparities play a significant role in intensifying femicide in Kenya. Poverty and lack of access to education, healthcare, and employment opportunities disproportionately affect women. Many cases of domestic violence go unreported because of fear, stigma, or lack of trust in the justice system. Last month, Kenya's President William Ruto committed $700,000 to a campaign against femicide, calling gender-based violence tragic and unacceptable. But women say they want action, not promises. From Nairobi and Mombasa to Laudwar, their voices are growing louder. These are women, daughters, sisters, and mothers in flesh and blood, whose voices have been silenced. The message is clear. Enough is enough, and their outcry is becoming hard to ignore. Women and men unite in demanding change. They are calling for stronger laws, better enforcement, safe spaces for survivors, and an end to harmful practices such as FGM. UN Women's Regional Director for East and Southern Africa, Anna Mutawati, says, "We must support survivors before violence escalates to murder." The question confronting Kenya and the rest of the world is this: should a woman fear for her life simply because she exists? Ragini Sudhir Chore for DD India.